Welcome to Arlington Public News. I'm Katie Chang.
And I'm James Milan. Thanks for joining us. In this edition of APN, Town Meeting is keeping a quick pace. We'll update you on what's been voted up or down.
Arlington's sister city students take time from their busy schedule to visit ACMi.
And a portrait of the artist as a young man. Arlington native Nick Batzell follows his passion. That and more up next. Stay with us. The field is growing in the race for the 4th Middlesex District Senate seat special election, and there are reasons for celebration and concern when it comes to Arlington's community development grants. Harrison Kramer joins us for today's snapshot. What's up, Harry?
Thanks, James. 2 more Democrats have joined Representative Sean Garbely in the June Democratic primary. Senator Donnelly's chief of staff, Cindy Friedman, was a longtime Arlington resident before moving to Cambridge in 2012. She is now moving back to Arlington, reestablishing residency in the district before the campaign heats up. Friedman served as an Arlington Town Meeting member, as well as vice president and co-founder of Arlington Education Foundation. Mary Ann Stewart of Lexington has also stepped into the race. Stewart has been a longtime education advocate. She served on the Lexington School Committee, is a past president of the Massachusetts PTA, and is currently the parent representative on the state's Board of Elementary and Secondary Education. No Republicans have entered the race yet, but potential candidates have a few more weeks to make a decision. Nomination papers are due at local election offices on Tuesday, May 16th, and certified papers must reach the Secretary of State by Tuesday, May 23rd. Candidates need 300 certified signatures to appear on the June 27th primary ballot. The general election takes place on Tuesday, July 25th. Community development block grants feed $1 million a year from the federal government to the town of Arlington. The grants support public service and nonprofit organizations. Arlington currently receives requests for about $500,000 more than they can fulfill on an annual basis. Grant recipients, along with town and local officials, met recently to celebrate the work made possible by the grants. But there are also concerns about future federal funding of the CDBG program, which is facing major cuts in the proposed federal budget. Community Development Block Grant Administrator Julie Wayman sees the need in one specific area growing every year.
Arlington, as in other towns, is really seeing an increase in the cost of living and housing specifically. So for Arlington, we do see there need to be a growing number of affordable units. And so Housing Corporation of Arlington is a strong partner with the town in trying to develop more of those units. And so they've got a number of projects in the pipeline, so always looking for more funding to help with those projects. Unfortunately, the amount of our block grant has remained steady at about $1 million. So we haven't been able to really increase what we're looking to fund in terms of affordable housing, but there have been more requests.
That's it for Snapshot. Back to you, James.
Arlington's annual meeting is well underway. Banning plastic bags and rules affecting housing construction are some of the top articles approved so far. Here is a look at what happened during the opening session on April 24th.
Town meeting picked up right where it left off last year. This time, the proposals looking to curb some of the less desirable effects of the housing construction boom were more narrowly defined and more thoroughly investigated.
The research has been done. We've looked at a number of different towns, similar to Arlington, some not so similar to Arlington. We've taken walking tours around town. We've talked with residents. We've really looked at every possible option here as to what people like and what people want to see.
A handful of articles easily passed after a year-long study by the Residential Study Group, a group of citizens overseen by the planning department who went out and heard straight from abutters of construction.
A lot of the issues were, I don't like that house, it doesn't fit, it's too big, it's this, but a lot of them were about the process. We had no idea what is going on. This has gone on forever. There's no information about it.
This led to the passage of 3 residential construction articles designed to protect abutters during the project. The RSG also looked to reduce the mass of large new homes by decreasing the driveway grade to a maximum of 15%, also making it so that new single, 2, and 3 family homes, as well as duplexes, would only need 1 off-street parking spot per unit, down from the current 2.
Houses are going up that are essentially threatening the way that we live. The carrot, I guess it is, to say, hey, it's okay to only have one car in a unit that, like mine, has 3 now, is I think ridiculous.
When we looked at the issue of the steep garage under houses, we saw that what was driving that house design was the requirement to have so many parking spaces. And that design will continue unless this requirement is reduced.
Town meeting ultimately voted in favor of the driveway and parking space changes and quickly moved on to the next biggest townwide change, banning plastic bags. The exemptions were explained, but town meeting member Paul Schlitman, holding a young adult horror Goosebumps book, wanted one more for the local paperback bookstore.
And I submit to you that getting this wet and getting this wet is somewheres in the same league.
Generally speaking, somebody doesn't drive around at 5 a.m. before the sun is up throwing your paperback books on your front step.
The amendment failed, and town meeting approved the plastic bag ban 188 to 21. It will go into effect next spring. Retailers could impose a fee for paper bags, so best to remember those reusable ones. Brenda Mahoney, Arlington Public News.
Town meeting also saw strong opinions both for and against changes to the office of town treasurer. It is currently an elected position, but town meeting members voted to consider making it an appointed position. The decision will go to a town-wide ballot at a yet-to-be-determined time. ACMi is streaming the sessions live on the government channel and through the ACMi website's on-demand feature. Town meeting runs Monday and Wednesday nights from 8 to 11 p.m. until all the articles have gotten a vote. Well, Katie, I have to say I'm going to be interested to find out what happens with the the treasurer's position, because we talked to Dean Carmen about it. He's got some strong opinions. I'll bet people in town do too.
And it'll be interesting to see what happens with that sanctuary town status.
Yeah,
we'll keep you
still
updated.
Lots of business to be covered, right?
Yep. 3 Audison Science Fair projects head to the Massachusetts State Science Fair.
And creating a life in sculpture. That and more when we come back. Welcome back. In March, we introduced you to the Audison Science Club members who were preparing for the upcoming Regional Science Fair. The competition was originally scheduled for early April, but was postponed due to snow. The 12 up-and-coming student scientists found that patience pays off when they shared their year-long research projects at the Regional Science Fair in Lowell last weekend. Tyler de la Barre's anti-theft backpack alarm earned him a first-place finish at the competition. And right behind him, Victor Chen's Should I Walk to School app came in second. Harry Averill and his research on leading-edge control surfaces will join Tyler and Victor in representing Audison at the State Science Fair on June 3rd. Congratulations to all the participants.
The Gibbs School has a new principal for the first time in 3 decades. The district-wide 6th grade school, scheduled to open in September 2018, will be headed up by Kristen DeFrancisco. Ms. DeFrancisco, currently the principal of Hardy Elementary, has taught 5th grade at Hardy and 6th grade at both Audison Middle School and Dallin Elementary School. She will continue to serve as the principal at Hardy throughout the next school year.
The Arlington Nagaokakyo Sister City Exchange has allowed hundreds of young people to experience a new culture over the past decade. This spring, 26 Japanese students are visiting Arlington and taking in all the Boston area has to offer. Harrison Kramer spent some time with them during a recent visit to ACMi.
Welcome to Arlington Public News on Arlington Community Media. I'm Arisa.
I'm Mana.
And I'm Dale.
Today, we are bringing you our story of travel from Nagaokakyo, Japan to Arlington, Massachusetts.
We are here in the studio with our fellow students.
Everyone is busy bringing this news to you.
We've been very busy during our stay.
And we have a lot more to do during our visit.
We will tell you all about that when we come back.
On May 1st, a group of 26 Japanese exchange students filled the studio and control room here at ACMi. While here, they learned the fundamentals of video editing, sound and microphones, and even learned how to use the teleprompter. In no time at all, they were filming their own news segment.
2, 1.
Hi, my name is Tatsuya. We went to Kimball Farm. I played mini golf and bumper boat. It was very fun. And after that, I eat big ice cream. It was very big, very big and very good. That's very nice day.
The visit to ACMi was just one stop in a whirlwind 10-day tour of the Boston area as part of an exchange program that began in 1984. The biggest hit at ACMi? The magical green screen. Connor Boyle, a teacher and translator for the students, has helped organize the exchange for the past 3 years.
So we did the Freedom Trail, we did the State House. Kids love shopping in Quincy Market, of course. That's just a classic every year. We did a tour of Fenway Park, which was beautiful, even though they don't sadly have any Japanese players this season, but usually we represent pretty well there. But also, we just came from Ottoson Junior High School, and the kids got a real feel for the everyday middle schoolers' lives. And tomorrow we'll go to the high school.
I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome the administrators and the students of our sister city from Japan, Nagaokakyo.
The students even got a taste of democracy at the local level with a visit to Arlington town meeting.
On behalf of Nagaokakyo City, thank you so much for your warm welcome. Our students really enjoy the exciting stay in Arlington and having this heart-warming event. We are very happy to be here. Thank you again for hosting us and bringing this program to us. So I hope the friendly relationship between Arlington and Nagaokakyo City, so forever. So thank you so much. ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
Although this group of TV stars is heading home soon, ACMi looks forward to welcoming new exchange students next year. For APN, I'm Harrison Kramer.
In addition to the students who are currently visiting, Arlington High School welcomes students for extended exchanges each year. Next fall, 3 Japanese students will spend an entire school year living and studying in Arlington. The program is looking for host families to welcome these students into their homes from September to June. You don't have to have a student in the schools to participate, and host families are compensated. For more information, contact Foreign Exchange Program Coordinator Mary Villano at mvillano@arlington.k12.ma.us.
Oh my gosh, they were great. We should watch out for our jobs, James.
Yeah.
They were pros on the news desk here.
Especially with the job I'm doing today, I have to say. No, we better worry, but by the same token, what a nice group of people to see these seats to, right?
What
that
fun.
was a lot of fun.
That was great.
Coming up, still feeling the beat at 96.
That and more when we come back. It's hard to know what parts of a child's environment will have a lasting effect. For one Arlington native, the art and nature he found right in his childhood neighborhood nurtured the artist within.
It's 2 very local things that made me first really love sculpture. And through liking sculpture, I found the whole world of art around it. The first, I think, would probably be at the Alewife Tea Stop. They have these benches that are curved and they undulate and you can climb all over them. And I think that was the first experience that I had where I was getting to interact with form and space in a way that made me really excited and engaged and curious as to what it meant in the broader world. The second, I think, was growing up in Arlington with Cyrus Dallin being a local hero and looking at his Monotony Hunter that's right by Arlington Town Hall and recognizing when I would go to play at Menominee Rocks Park that we would experience the same connected feeling with nature. And through looking at the Menominee hunter and recognizing part of myself and part of my local experience in it, I got drawn into the nature of the object and the nature of bronze sculpture. It is looking a lot more full in the way you were talking about it too, you know? Well, I mean, it's the way that you were talking about pulling it forward for the hand is pretty essential and important. I think the first day I went to college, I had a professor, John Galt, who was one of my favorite professors of all time because he sort of bounced into class and was really, really excited and was so distracted and just filled with energy and hyper excited about what he was doing. And I said, I want to do what he does. And since then, it's always been such a wonderful passion to share with other people, to be able to talk about works of art and to be able to talk about sculpture specifically, because people don't realize it, but most of the public art that they consume is large figurative sculpture, and everybody has feelings about it. When you learn how to make things and you sort of cross that with the artistic and aesthetic understanding of drawing, you end up with sculpture as a craft, and that was really exciting. We have a connected feeling with who we are and where we come from and what we care most about through the things we choose to immortalize in physical sculpture. In a personal way, I think that it humanizes society. It lets people feel like they're part of a system that recognizes individualism, but at the same time values collective thought and action. A lot of times people ask the question, like, why did you become an artist? Why do you become an artist? And I don't think it's controversial to say that everybody is an artist in a way. Everybody knows how to create and how to draw and how to express themselves. The question is really how do you stay an artist as you grow up? How do you learn to hold on to that creative impulse that you have? And it's hard in a lot of ways because as you grow up, it becomes less acceptable in some ways to spend time daydreaming and doodling, but everybody is naturally drawn to it. The way that you stay an artist is that you discover more and more and more about what it means to you and what it means to other people, and you find out how to share more and more and more of what you know and how to make it meaningful to other people, and how you can continue to draw meaning and sustenance out of it. And that's how you stay an artist.
You can put your own creativity to work by building an original birdhouse that could be destined for Magnolia Park. Arlington Public Art is sponsoring the contest as part of the park's reopening celebration. 6 birdhouses will be selected for permanent installation at the renovated Magnolia Park. And the winners will receive a generous stipend. Completed entries are due at the Robbins Library on Friday, May 12th. The public is invited to stop by the library during the week of May 13th to vote for their favorite designs. For more information on construction and size requirements, and maybe a little inspiration, visit arlingtonpublicart.org.
May is here and Memorial Day is coming. The Arlington Veterans Council announces 2 special events to honor our military men and women. On Monday, May 15th, the Board of Selectmen will deliver a proclamation declaring the town of Arlington a Purple Heart community, and will also designate Massachusetts Avenue as Arlington's Purple Heart Avenue. Purple Heart recipients and their families, as well as all interested residents, are invited to attend this special presentation. The meeting begins at 7:15 p.m. Residents are also invited to participate in placing American flags on the graves of all veterans buried at Mount Pleasant Cemetery. The Veterans Council is hosting the commemoration on 2 days in May, Saturday the 13th and again on the 20th, from 9 a.m. to noon on both days. Meet outside the Mount Pleasant Cemetery office for an informational meeting and informational briefing at 9 a.m. The event takes place rain or shine. For more information on either event, contact Jeffrey Chunglo, Director of Veterans Services, at 781-316-3166.
The Patriots' Day Parade brought out a lot of people from the community, including one who, if not the oldest, is certainly one of the oldest. We spotted 96-year-old Tony Berry being serenaded by his namesake musical group, the Tony Berry Band. Tony comes from his home in Saugus every year to see the band, which has participated in the parade since the 1950s. He no longer performs with them, but still gains inspiration from the music and the parade that celebrates America's fight for independence.
I want to see a good parade, and that's my band playing. We've been organized since 1949. I'm 96 young. We're from Saugus, and we want a band that's a marching band, alive, exciting, versatile, please the spectators. Being an American and motivating me to live and keep living. That's what it does.
It's great to see the affection and respect that all of Arlington has for Mr. Berry.
Certainly is.
Thank you for joining Arlington Public News as we explore events and issues affecting Arlington. Check out extended interviews and our latest segments on the web at news.acmi.tv.
And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Arlington Public. If you'd like to get involved with Arlington Public News and ACMi, email us at news@acmi.tv or stop by Studio A at 85 Park Ave.
I'm Katie Chang.
And I'm James Milan. We leave you with more sights and sounds from this year's Patriots' Day Parade. Thanks for joining us.